Hello there, you beautiful beings on YouTube, and you, Jahid, who asked this question. Hopefully I'm pronouncing your name correctly. You said, I'd love to get your insights on building a profitable lead generation agency using pay-per-lead strategies, particularly through cold email outreach and LinkedIn DMs. What approach would you recommend for success in this space? Okay, well, first of all, Elizabeth had an incredible response. She normally does, and I won't read that. If you want to read that, you can join the group in Discord, the Agency Enlightened Discord group, which will be in the description of this video. My response is going to be pretty, high level, because I'm not sitting in front of a whiteboard where I can or like a slideshow where I can give you an elaborate response. But if I was starting a PPL agency, okay, I would position the offering in a way where people only obviously pay per lead. Now, I would charge per qualified discovery call. Okay, so if there is a phone call that gets booked in your calendar and it is your ICP, your ideal client profile, you would pay me $500, $250, whatever it is. I would probably charge about $500 because I would try to go into an industry where the LTV of that client for the given person, if they sign it, is somewhere between $20,000 to $30,000. That would be ideal. So my ICP would be some sort of high ticket or high ticket service offering agency that typically charges somewhere between $2,000 to $5,000 per month and can retain that client for between 6 to 12 plus months. So their LTV is somewhere in that range. Okay. This is just me. And that's because I have that experience in that industry, so I can speak to it pretty well. And so that's what I would do. Okay. With that being said, I could position the offer in a way where I would say, look, I want you to be able to pay, my services are, let's say $300 or $500 per qualified discovery call. Okay. And the person has to show up to the call. If they don't show up to the call, you don't pay me. Okay. So there's no risk in that offer. Now, with that being said, now that we have an offer established, okay, a sort of service market fit, potentiality that we have displayed on the table before us, we can then begin to write a cold email or LinkedIn automation messaging sequence that will be used to help us win over our ideal client profile and do our own lead gen process. All right. That lead gen process you could go about in various ways. I was just talking to somebody in Agency Enlightened who is specializing in meta advertising, so Facebook and Instagram ads, and is working with people that are selling high ticket courses or programs. This is a pretty common niche, common trend. There's quite a few people who do this. And, we kind of came up with the plan of doing a more unique approach. And instead of doing like LinkedIn DMs, I told him, I said, why don't we try something different? He actually came to me with this idea, and we almost did this in our own agency. But I said, okay, cool. What if I just send envelopes, like physical mail? And I said, that's an incredible idea. Do that. But make the physical letter beautiful, something that it's stamped with a red wax seal and it has a beautiful embroiderment, or not embroiderment, but the stamp thing that makes the beautiful seal on the wax. Maybe wrap it in a little bit of string, like that looks very old-fashioned. Something so beautiful that you'd have to open it if this showed up at your doorstep because it's just so stunning and gorgeous. Okay. This is a form of Trojan horse marketing, except it is more manual and in, the 3D world, it's not digitally being done. So I told him, I said, you should do 100, send 100 of these letters out. Now that's a process. It takes quite a lot of energy, far more energy than it would to upload a list to something like Meet Alfred or any other LinkedIn automation tool, which you could then upload a script that you wrote in 5 minutes and start blasting people. Okay. The thing is, that may work if you're in a blue ocean and you have a good niche where there's not many service providers. But if you're in a red ocean or you're in an ocean that's pretty murky waters and there's a lot of other people offering the service that you're offering, then you have to stand out not through your service offering, but the way in which you approach the ideal client profile. And so you sort of have to see that there's a spectrum. And I'm speaking high level on purpose because there is no particular one way that works best. It's so contextual to the given industry that you're in and how blue or red the ocean is and how good or bad your service market fit offering is. So with that being said, if it's a very red ocean, you sort of have to innovate on the marketing front to be able to get the attention of the ICP and sign them as a potential client. So this example of doing handwritten letters that are gorgeously written in unique old-fashioned style envelopes with, wax, red wax seal and a beautiful stamp, that is something that stands out and separates you from the crowd, okay, immediately, because you took the time of day to do that. So I think that's an incredible potential idea. But if you're going to just do cold email, I would do it so it is super simple and very value oriented. Something that positions your offer in a way that makes it seem like a no-brainer, like an absolute no-brainer for them to respond and say, I'm willing to talk about this. And I think that cold email has to have a lot of proof and evidence that what you've done has worked for other people in similar or parallel industries, if possible. Amazing. If you don't have those case studies and testimonies, okay, then you don't have that. You have to start somewhere. Everybody starts somewhere, and normally people start in places where they don't have the evidence, and that's okay. It's not necessary, although it's really helpful if you do have it. So if you do have it, use it. Otherwise, use the testimonies, use the service market fit offering and your sort of elevator pitch immediately, in the sense that you can say, hey, I noticed that you're offering this incredible service. We are somebody that has worked with XYZ in your industry, and we basically don't charge you unless we get you qualified discovery calls in your calendar. Okay. So this is zero risk for you. The only thing that you pay for is what you actually get. So we're not an agency that charges you $10,000 up front or $1,000 up front or whatever it is up front. You are only pay if we get you leads. So it's a win-win no matter what. Okay. The only loss is if you don't actually sign the lead that we get you, but that's up to you. Our job is to get your calendar booked. So that's the approach that I would take. I hope this was helpful. If any of you are new to the channel, welcome. I forgot to introduce myself. My name is Taylor Bentry. I once upon a time started an agency when I was 19 years old with no money and no knowledge, and I was living in my parents' house. And then I somehow, magically, it scaled to a multi-seven-figure agency, which I recently exited. And I'm kind of just doing this for fun as a form of service to mankind, because I'd recognize that there are many people who could benefit from the experience that I have of, scaling an agency from nothing. And if you are called to join Agency Enlightened, there's a free Discord group there. And then there's also a private school group, which is sort of our mastermind, and it's $100 per month donation to join this, and that donation goes to the nonprofit, which is where the vast majority of my energy is being focused on. That nonprofit is called Satori School. It is devoted to guiding humanity back to inner peace, and if you're interested in checking that out, there's a YouTube channel and a Spotify and an Instagram page that you can check out to get a glimpse at what our mission is and how we're trying to positively impact this world so that we can all live in peace. Amen. That is all. I love you all. Thank you very much for watching.